Hey everybody, welcome back to WireDogSec. Got another video for you guys. This time we're going to go over this room called Relevant, which is a penetration testing challenge on the TryHackMe website. Now, before we get into it, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button. If you're enjoying the content, hit the like button and then comment below on your thoughts and opinions over the video, over the information shared, all that good stuff. Helps out the channel, helps get that information out there to help out other up-and-coming, aspiring cybersecurity professionals. Okay, let's dive into it here. Relevant. You have been assigned to a client that wants a penetration test conducted on an environment due to be released to production in 7 days. Scope of the work. The client requests that an engineer conduct an assessment of the provided virtual environment. The client has asked that minimal information be provided about the assessment, wanting the engagement conducted from the eyes of a malicious actor, black box penetration test. The client has asked that you secure two flags, no location provided, as proof of exploitation, user.txt and root.txt. Now, just by looking at these flags here, it appears that one flag will be just a normal user, which was going to be the user.txt, and then the root.txt is more than likely going to be some kind of administrator or root level user on the machine, which means you'll probably have to end up escalating privileges. Additionally, the client has provided the following scope allowances. Any tools or techniques are permitted in this engagement. However, we ask that you attempt manual exploitation first, i.e., try to do it manually instead of using, an automated hacking tool like Metasploit. Locate and note all vulnerabilities found. Submit the flags discovered to the dashboard. Only the IP addresses assigned to your machine is in scope. Find and report all vulnerabilities. Yes, there's more than one path to root. Awesome. I encourage you all to approach this challenge as an actual penetration test. Consider writing a report to include an executive summary, vulnerability and exploitation assessment, and remediation suggestions, as this will benefit you in preparation for the eLearn Security Certified Professional Penetration Tester or career as a penetration tester in the field. Note: nothing in this room requires Metasploit. Machine may take up to 5 minutes for all services to start. All right, let's dive into the actual machine testing and such. Now, as with anything, we're going to start off with a port scan on this target IP, and I am using Nmap here. Feel free to use whatever port scanner that you're most comfortable with. I like Nmap, so I went ahead and used that. Maybe you want to try out RustScan, see how that works for you. Okay, let's look at some of this information returned back to us. Port 80 is open, it's running HTTP Microsoft IIS. HTTP 10.0. Let's see here. Port 135, 139, 445, 3389, which is RDP. That's interesting. And of course, 139 and 445 is always interesting to poke around with, see what we can find out there. All right, anything else here? Scrolling down, and there's another HTTP services running on these other ports here, 5985 and 49663. All right, some pretty good stuff here so far. We've got the computer name here, relevant, okay. And we got some SMB stuff here. But okay, since we already know SMB services is running, I've already ran a scan in the back end looking for more information about that. So let's go ahead and check that out here. And I used the Nmap script, SMB, enum shares on it. All right, and it's giving me more information about the shares. Got the admin, C, IPC, and there's an interesting one here, this NT4 WRKSV. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and check that out. And we're going to use the SMB client to poke around in there and see what we can discover. All right, I went ahead and used the SMB client to see if I could connect to that NT4 WRKSV share. And looks like I was able to do so and without a password. So let's dig around here and see what we can find. Of course, if you don't know the commands, you can just type in help here to pull up a list of commands you can use. So let's go ahead and use dir, see what's there. Oh, that's interesting, the passwords.txt. Maybe we can take a look at that file and see what is in that file. So we're going to go ahead and get that password.txt file. Awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at that here. All right. Okay, it looks like it's encoded, base 64 encoded, more than likely. So let's go ahead and copy this. And then we're going to go ahead and see what we can find out. Let's go to CyberChef. Okay, we're in CyberChef here from base 64. Drag that over there and paste it in here. So we got two passwords here, one for Bob and one for Bill. I'm gonna go ahead and copy that. All right, and I'm just gonna make another file here. Right here, and we're gonna just call it pass. Okay, open it up, and then we're gonna paste that stuff in there. Okay, so we got that there. Maybe we'll end up using these passwords later on. We'll see. Let's minimize that. Also, on another note, I went ahead and checked out, see what was running on here. This is port 80. I mean, not much of anything of interest here, but there was another port that was running a web server. So let's go back and check to see what that was. Okay, and we're looking for other web services running on other ports, and we found this 49663 one here. So let's go ahead and try that. See if anything comes up. 49663. Okay, nothing there, but since we found that share there, let's go ahead and try that share as well. Maybe we can see something in the back end. Go ahead and find it here. Okay. Just gonna copy this here. Okay. And we found that passwords file, so let's try that, see if we can actually see it in here. .txt. And bam, there we go. Awesome. Okay, now going back here. We already have the passwords and everything found there. SMB, we're already logged into it without a password. Okay. And let's go back and take a look at our Metasploit or our Nmap scan. And since it's running SMB, maybe we can possibly exploit that. And there's a well-known vulnerability out there, MS17-010, that you can try to run, but it wants us to manually exploit this. So let's go ahead and try that. Okay, some other things you want to try may be to see if you have upload permissions. So I went ahead and created a test file, uploaded that, and this is test.txt, navigated to it manually to see it, and there it is. Okay, now since we know that we have upload permissions, I went ahead and created a reverse shell and ASP.x since it's running IIS, and I uploaded that reverse shell, as you can see there. So we're going to go ahead and try to navigate to that area, see if we can launch that reverse shell. Before we do that, go ahead and make sure you have a netcat listener configured. Awesome. Okay, now let's go ahead and go there. Let's see if it worked. And there you go. We got a shell on here, and we're gonna do some recon on there, some basic recon. So who am I? Okay, awesome. I am this default app pool. So let's go do some digging around and see what we can find. I believe that first flag was that user.txt. So let's go ahead and try to find that. Maybe there's some help commands. Awesome. Okay, awesome here. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and navigate to the users directory and see who's on here. We already know Bob is a potential username on here, and then there's Bill. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at those, see what we can find out. Now I ran a dir on the users directory, see who's on here. You got, of course, you got the administrator and you got Bob. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at Bob. So we're going to cd into Bob here. All right, let's see what you got on here, Bob. Okay, well, desktop. Maybe some interesting things on there. And let's do another dir. And we got this user.txt file. Cool. So let's see, maybe we can take a look at what's inside there. And awesome, there is the flag for user.txt. Now let's go back one and take a look at, we'll go back two and take a look at that administrators directory, see if we can even get in there, but I doubt it. Okay, and access is denied. So we'll have to end up escalating privileges somehow, and we're going to take a look at that here. All right, back to privilege escalation. Now with who am I, you can go ahead and check your privileges using this command and option here, /priv, and you can see these enabled ones I got here. The one I took a look at was this SE impersonate privilege. Make sure to do some Googling on all of these that are enabled and see which ones you may be able to exploit, because that's what you'll need to do on an actual pen test engagement or maybe a CTF. You'll have to do some research and determine which one of these privileges you can end up exploiting. It's going to be a trial and error. Anyway, so I went ahead and looked into this one here, this SE impersonate privilege, impersonate a client after authentication. All right, and then CD'd into that appropriate directory. Scroll down, went back into this inet pub one, which is the directory for www root here. All right, and currently in this directory, went to this nt4 wrksv directory, and then that's the directory where we're able to upload stuff. So we're going to end up uploading a privilege escalation exploit, and the one that I found is this print spoofer one here. Went ahead and did a git clone to get it onto my attacker machine, and then we run this command here to try to exploit that. So let's go ahead and do that. And I already have it on my machine right there. So I'm going to go back into this SMB and just put that file in there. What was it called? Print spoofer. Okay. XE. Awesome. Make sure it's there. Yep, there it is. Cool. Now, let's see what we can do about this. I'm going to go ahead and run this. Just going to copy and paste it. All right, paste it in there. All right, found privilege, found it, named pipe listening, created process as user. All right, looks like we're cooking. So let's see here, NT authority, awesome. That's exactly what we needed. And let's go ahead and try to find that last flag on this box. Okay, so I'm navigating back to where the administrator's directory is, and let's see if we can get into there since we escalated privileges and we're able to get in there. All right, let's take a look around here. A lot of files, or a lot of folders and directories here. Let's go ahead and CD into desktop. Since Bob had stuff on his desktop, maybe this one does as well. Take a look, and there's root. Awesome. So let's go ahead and take a look, see what's inside of that root.txt. Bam, there's the second flag. All right, and that is the manual exploitation piece. So I'm wondering if the same can be done using Metasploit. All right, and that concludes this video and this room relevant on TryHackMe.com. Be sure to check out this room, give it a go, see what you think about it, see if you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it myself. It's interesting to get in there and play around with the manual exploitation in order to get access to those flags. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it valuable, please hit the subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and comment below on your thoughts and opinions. Thank you. Have an awesome day.